We just finished meeting for pronunciation practice on Tuesday, May 21st. And this first word is not English, but Americans pronounce it different ways. I usually heard it with stress on the first syllable, mahjong, but in Merriam-Webster, they showed it with stress on the second syllable as one of the first entries, and that means it's more common. So, mahjong. And the dictionary showed that Americans can usually pronounce it with a zh, zhang, or with a j, jong. So as long as you're that close, people will know what you're talking about. Mahjong or mahjong. And this is a word from French, so it has a lot of letters that we say differently. It could be repertoire by leaving out the middle R completely, repertoire. Or you can keep the R in the middle, repertoire. And we do pronounce the R at the end, repertoire or repertoire. I think the first one's easier, so I'll go with that. And now the adverb, adjective, noun, and verb forms of this word. Necessarily is the adverb, as in it's not necessarily needed, or it's not necessarily a good idea. Necessarily. And then when it's an adjective, the stress is on the first syllable, necessary. That's not necessary. And the noun, necessity. Necessity. And the verb, necessitate. Necessitate. Lots of practice with S's. This word can be pronounced two ways. You can keep the pure S, nursery, or you can make it the sh, nursery. Either way. I have to think of interrogatories. It's interrogatories. Intricate, intricate. Intrinsic, intrinsic. Intrigue is the noun, and intrigue is the verb. And the adjective, intriguing. Inherent, also an adjective, inherent. This you will hear people pronounce it two different ways. You can say coherent, as in here, or coherent, as in hair. Coherent or coherent. Bless you with an S and a Y is totally correct. Bless you. But when you have an S next to a Y and you keep the airflow going and your tongue moving, that creates a sh. Bless you. Bless you. Asia is pronounced in English with a zh sound. It's the same as sh, but with voicing. Zh, Asia. Also, after somebody sneezes, you can say bless you or gesundheit. It's German Gesundheit. Ubiquitous means this is everywhere at the same time. Ubiquitous. Ubiquitous. Polarized and paralyzed. So polarized means totally opposite. So the class was polarized about when to take a break means they did not agree. Let's take one now. Let's take one later. If you said the class was paralyzed about when to take a break, they could not move or could not make a decision. So different meanings. And then this one means a word with a lot of syllables, and it has a lot of syllables. And I practiced it a lot. And I found it easier if I took a little break between these two parts and think of the first part, sesquipeda, sesquipeda, and then linism is by itself, and maybe that made it easier to think of two parts. Sesquipedalinism, sesquipedalinism, sesquipedalinism. You may never have to say that in real life, but it's kind of fun to practice with so many syllables. This one also has a lot of syllables, but it seems easier because the parts are more recognizable. On character, the care is secondary stress, so I underline it to show that it gets longer. But istic is the stress syllable. It's longer but higher. Uncharacteristic, uncharacteristic. And we didn't get to incomprehensibilities and uncopyrightables. And we did get to tetraethyl. And the dictionary did not show should the stress be on the first part, tetraethyl, or should it be on the second part, tetraethyl. So I just made a guess. That's it. Thanks. If you were here, it was fun to have so many interesting words and variations of parts of speech and stress placement. I hope to see you next Tuesday or maybe tomorrow for intonation. Thanks. Have a good day.